Everyone talks about Mr. Beast, but no one talks about Dr. Disrespect anymore because it's the way of the internet. And this is how I actually predicted that the situation would unfold. Any content creator that's caught in controversy, the way that they can get out of it is the same way that corporations get out of it, which is to basically just acknowledge it once, issue your point of view, and then just weather it out. Just like go on, and you're going to have people bring it up in the chat. You're going to have people talking about it, but eventually there's going to be a new controversy. In this case, Mr. Beast, and people will just stop talking about it. People will just not acknowledge it anymore. And this is what I thought that Dr. Disrespect would do. I thought that he's just going to take a break, like he already acknowledged it, and over time people will just forget about it. He's obviously going to have almost no sponsors. He is going to lose a lot of viewers. But there have been other content creators in the past. Granted, most of them were with Me Too accusations. And they weathered it out. They just kept on doing their content. They stopped addressing the issue. And eventually something else came up and people left them alone. So I expected the Dr. Disrespect to do the same thing, but he decided to surprise me instead. He decided to play a card that I have never seen any other content creator play, which is that of trying to be the villain, of trying to fight with the people accusing him and the people bringing up the controversy. So he comes back and he posts this very bizarre photo, which obviously implies the fact that he is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And it's not just everyone else, it's like you're playing checkers, right? Because the way that the picture is taken, you're the one sitting with the checkers and you're playing with Dr. Disrespect who's playing chess. But even more than that, and I don't know if this is intentional or not, the way that it's seating, either Dr. Disrespect has become Andrew the Giant, or you're in the body of a 12-year-old, because like we're sitting at the level of his, below of his chest, right? Like look, a lot of people have beamed on this, right? Like if Greta Thunberg was to sit down in our position, she would be taller, right? So people are making fun of this, but he's basically very antagonistic on Twitter to people that are talking about his controversy. And I was generally curious because like no one has ever done this before, right? Like I haven't seen any content creators play this card, so I literally can't predict what will happen. But what I do know is that yesterday, he did something even more baffling, which was to delete his apology post. Now, this is interesting because that apology post is literally the only evidence that people have to cancel him. There is no logs that have been revealed to the public yet. He hasn't been arrested. So, if he wouldn't have made that apology, chances are he wouldn't have been canceled. Like there are people that say, oh yeah, like we did look at it and we tried to see what's happening and we found out that he said something bad. But there have been no actual evidence. There has been no receipts, nothing, right? So the only thing that got him canceled was that apology. Now the interesting thing is that there have been people, who have managed to clean their internet history. I know a couple of content creators that were very good at it, that they have managed to remove stuff that cannot be found anymore. So it's not like it can't be done, but when you're Dr. Disrespect, and not only is your apology incredibly popular, like it got millions of views and people shared it all around, but mainstream media outlets also took screenshots of it and they have it on their pages. Like it's a matter of public knowledge at this point. Even if you delete the thing and it's not on Twitter, well, first of all, it's still in Twitter's database, right? So in case of a lawsuit, they can demand that Twitter reveals that. And even if someone wants to read it, they can still do it because it's not just internet archived on various websites, but it's in the media. Like mainstream papers have shown that apology. So the only question is like, why would he delete it? And I think like he just wants people to talk about it. That's it. Like I can't think of any other reason. I can't think of any other cynical purpose on why he would delete it. Because again, if you're afraid of, let's say, okay, he's afraid of the authorities or something, like he's afraid of getting sued, or he wants to sue someone and he doesn't want that person to have access to that you can just go to Twitter as part of a investigation, and with a court order, you can ask Twitter to give you back that information, because they're usually obliged to store data for a while, specifically for stuff like this, right? Like if the government asks, or if in a matter of a lawsuit it happens and you need the information, not only like Twitter stores it, but they also verify it. So they make sure that you haven't altered the DM or you haven't done a screenshot or anything, right? So he couldn't be deleting it for that. It's not that he deleted it in order to hide it from other people, because again, it's a matter of public knowledge. Like, he is a very famous content creator and almost everyone read the news. Before Mr. Beast, everyone talked about Dr. Disrespect. So the only reason that he did it is to get people to talk about him, right? Like to remind people that he exists, and to get people to probably go, oh, this guy is still alive, let me check his live streams. That's the only possible reason that I can think of. So Kotaku is now calling him Guy Dr. Disrespect. Oh, never mind. They're power word real naming him. I didn't realize what's happening. Returned to social media with a cryptic chessboard weeks after allegations surfaced of him being banned from Twitch for sexting a minor. Now the controversial YouTuber has deleted his previous statements to inappropriate contact with an underage user. He says that he's no predator, and he wrote back in the day on Twitter about the allegations. He remains defiant in the face of growing criticisms. He didn't deny the underlying allegation, though, about his infamous June 2020 ban was over the messages he had with the minor that sometimes lean too much into the direction of inappropriate. So we don't have the messages, but we have his words for it. And it's very difficult for people to imagine words with a minor that lead into the inappropriate and wouldn't cause a reason for that person getting canceled. Like, if you guys can think of something, let me know. I personally couldn't. So apparently at the time he stressed that nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. But yeah, like this is the only evidence. This is why people used to cancel him. He's the one that provided it, and now he's the one that deleted it. Instead of Becca Beck's profile now jumps immediately to a June 24 Elden Ring stream announcement featuring a picture of himself behind the chessboard, which seemingly suggests he would soon be returning to streaming in some form, despite his over 4 million subscribers on YouTube channel being demonetized. At the time, he proceeded to argue with users in the comments who were accusing him of preying with a minor. Yeah, so like this is the bizarre thing, right? Because the way corporations and other content creators try to get away from controversy, regardless of what that controversy is to just not address it. Like, look at Mr. Beast, right? Like, Mr. Beast isn't talking about it. He's not arguing with people on social media. He's not discussing it. He's basically just moving on as if everything is fine. And this is what the PR companies would advise you to do. Now, I don't know if Mr. Beast has a PR company, but he's a millionaire, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does. But definitely with Mr. Beast, like, they're actually saying, it's like, yeah, he's not responding to the comments, which makes sense. But, like, in the case of Dr. Disrespect, he's doing a complete opposite. He's trying a different strategy. So, since a Twitch employee set off a firestorm, precipitating the once mysterious platform ban, he has lost sponsorship and partnership, including those with the studios he co-founded. Prior to making his now deleted confession, Dr. Disrespect told fans on his most recent Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree stream that he was going on an extended vacation. Yeah. I'm actually curious to see where this goes. It's from a PR perspective, it's interesting. Because I have watched during the Me Too accusations what happened with streamers. Most of them managed to bounce back. I wanted to see how they do the damage control. And in the case of Dr. Disrespect, it's like a completely different thing. It's so bizarre. The accusation is even more serious. And he seems to be able to try a new card that I've never seen played before. So let me know what you guys think, how it's going to end up for him. And I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.